Have you seen people on TikTok or Instagram posting thrift hauls full of beautiful Carhartt jackets and awesome baggy pants? Do you want to be just like them? Well, too bad. They don't exist. What's up, guys? I am Tanner with Gateway Fashion, and I'm here to teach you how to actually get more out of the thrift store. I believe I am qualified to speak on this matter because I have an almost entirely thrifted wardrobe and have spent years searching the shelves looking for awesome clothes. Due to the nature of thrift stores restocking their shelves with new clothes almost every day, the most important part about thrifting is consistency. I generally try to hit up the local thrift stores at least once per week in order to always take a look at the new clothes being cycled through. A lot of people get discouraged when they go into a store and don't find things on their first try. However, it is much more likely that you went in on a bad day and that was not a bad store, and that if you go in again, you will find something that you do actually like. When going out thrifting, I try to pick up between 1 and 3 items every time I go. A rule like this will allow you to build up your wardrobe over time instead of buying in bulk and locking yourself into a certain style until you have enough money to buy in bulk again. Many people rush fashion, and that is much harder to do on a budget, but I believe that is to the benefit of those without the money. This leads us to the personal style discussion, which is a hot topic and a major keyword in the last couple of years, but it is not something you can find quickly. Unless you develop your style over many trend cycles, you won't ever develop an authentic opinion on clothes, and anyone who knows anything will be able to see right through your stolen aesthetic. When you get used to thrift store prices, however, you'll be hesitant to hop on trends and actually think through your purchases, lending to more careful consideration about whether you actually like a piece or whether it's just popular. The price discussion leads us to another important thrifting principle, which is the price to specification ratio. Essentially what this means is that the more specific the item you want, the more it's going to cost you. I created this handy graph to explain. Basically, thrift stores are the cheapest, but there it is the hardest to find what you actually want. They're good for finding general things like graphic t-shirts or jeans, but harder to find things like shoes or anything from a certain brand. The next level up is a resale website like eBay or Depop. These are more expensive than a thrift store, but they have a much larger selection of items. Here, you will be able to find pretty much anything you want, but they might not come in the right colorway or size. Finally, the next level is buying firsthand, but that's something that I refuse to do. I do not have that kind of money. So let me introduce you to the z-axis of this graph, and that is the time function. If you wait long enough, you'll find nearly anything you want at thrift stores and virtually everything in the world on resale websites. By exercising patience, you can save so much money and still find the things that you want. You just need to know what you're looking for. If you set out with a clear goal of what you're looking for when you go into a thrift store, you will find things much easier because you won't spend all your time looking at every rack and seeing if they've restocked every shelf, but you'll be able to pinpoint exactly where you want to go, head right there, and see if there's any cool new jackets that day. However, it is incredibly hard to find something specific at a thrift store, so go in with wide horizons looking for something like cool shirts or a nice jacket. If, however, you want something more specific, like an oversized blue graphic tee, you'll need to keep your eye out for a while, and you shouldn't be discouraged when it takes you many tries in order to find something this specific. If you keep in mind what you're looking for, it'll be much easier to find on a resale website as well. With a little bit of patience, you'll be able to find nearly anything you want for a reasonable price in a decent amount of time. But in cases where you can't find what you want, there's one last thing you can do, and that is to alter your finds. If you aren't afraid to alter pieces, you can make incredibly cool clothes. With a decent pair of scissors, mediocre sewing skills, and a little creativity, you can make nearly anything in the store work for you. This blue jacket is one of my favorites, but originally it was way too big. So I cut it down nearly 8 inches, taking an entire pocket off of it, and now it's one of my favorite jackets. Because many of the clothes you find at a thrift store belong to now dead old men, they lean towards the larger sizes. So learning some basic tailoring techniques can help you out so much in the long run. I usually cinch the waists on the button-ups, and on some occasions have been known to tighten the sleeves on a few of my t-shirts. Altering clothes can be scary because you don't want to ruin something. But if it's a piece that couldn't have worked out for you because it was too big, what are you ruining? It's not like you were going to wear it anyway, right? In order to become a proper thrifter, you should engage in all of the functions of the thrift cycle, both buying and donating. But please, don't become a reseller. We already have enough of those. Thank you so much for watching, and this is a new channel, so it would help so much if you were to leave a like or even subscribe. But as always, go out there, wear some cool clothes, and I'll see you next time.